excuse my voice. I keep on getting bombarded with calls. Make sure my nasal passages are flowing. A virus. Oh my god, just come on. Why? Give me this. Is this gonna work? I don't think this is gonna work. Alright, I need another one. Don't be a jerk. Just get in there! Stop it! Stop! Shit. Production. Those ripples, those whatever that is. It doesn't matter what happens, we're going. The show must go on! Here I am. Ta-da! Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, the Heathen Vegan, an online, mostly gluten-free, but 100% vegan cooking channel where I show you guys how to make some really good food that's good for you, that's good for the environment. I'm trying to make sure that these recipes that I make, that the ingredients are as pure and as whole as they can be, meaning if I'm not using 100% whole foods, then I am making sure in the ingredients that there aren't a lot of preservatives in there or, chemicals, that the ingredients themselves are fairly simple to pronounce. The purpose of my channel here is to show you guys that you can take mainstream comfort food that you're used to cooking with meat or dairy or whatever the case may be. You want to turn this paleo, I guess that's like what we're calling this plant-based diet now. But you can take these mainstream comfort foods and you can turn them into food that's good for you, that's good for the environment, it's good for the planet, and that tastes really, really good too. I'm excited today because today we are going to make raspberry cheesecake bars. I know that the holidays are over. I hope you guys had a really good holiday. This is something that I want to make during the holidays, but unfortunately I had forgotten to buy the raspberry jam. And well, it's not a big deal because we had lots of other sweets in the house too, which I actually just got rid of all the other sweets in the house. And I'm really wondering if I should be putting more in here, but that's okay. So I'm going to show you the ingredients real quick and we're going to get to cooking. Yeah. So now that you guys have seen the list of ingredients, I will go through it real quick with you, because some of the stuff you might have missed. You are going to need some type of egg replacer. I find for baking, energy egg replacer is actually really, really good. You're going to need 3.5 cups of gluten-free flour, and if you're using gluten-free flour that doesn't have the Exangum in it, make sure you get Exangum and you put a teaspoon in, okay? And then the rest is pretty self-explanatory. 2 sticks of softened vegan butter, 6 ounces of vegan cream cheese. I find that Tofutti brand cream cheese actually, as far as like bacon goes, is the best brand to use. I've used other brands. One brand that's actually really good, that really does give it like a distinct like cheesecake taste, is Tree Line's plain cream cheese. I recommend using that if you want like a traditional New York style cheesecake. Other than that, if you want it to taste good, boo, Tofutti. You're gonna need 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a cup of sugar, and you're gonna need some raspberry jam, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Alright, so first things first, we gotta get our oven going. So we're gonna preheat our oven to 350. Let's put that in start. I'm gonna use a 9x11 baking pan. I'm gonna grease it real quick, just so that the bars don't stick to the side of the pan. Just so that the bars don't stick to the side of the pan. And then after we're done greasing this, we can just put this aside and we'll get going on the rest of our ingredients, which, I mean, this recipe should be super simple. The original recipe that I found actually called for cranberry. I don't want to use cranberry, I want to use raspberry, so we're going with the raspberry. I'm excited too. I hope you guys had a good Christmas. My daughter is always, she always looks out for me and thinks about me when it comes to Christmas presents for Christmas. She bought me a hand mixer this Christmas. Thanks, Lexi. She's usually pretty good. She always makes sure she gets me some type of kitchen thing for the kitchen. Make sure that your butter and your cream cheese is softened. It usually takes about half an hour out, on the counter just to soften it up. You can do it cold, but in case you guys don't know, there's a different consistency in the batter when you actually use cold versus warm or room temperature. That's why a lot of recipes that you find will either tell you that it needs to be room temperature or it needs to be cold. Like when you're making a pie crust, the butter needs to be cold. What we're gonna do right now is we're gonna put our butter in. Our salt in. If I can pronounce it. Mine got a little bit wet. I didn't realize that. Our egg replacer. Our sugar. And then 6 ounces of vegan cream cheese. I'm gonna put the vanilla in too now. Give this a quick beat until it's nice and stirred up. You're probably gonna have to beat this for about 2 minutes to make sure everything's nice and mixed together. You're gonna want to mix your cream cheese mixture for roughly about 2 minutes. You want to mix it so that not only are the lumps that are in it are gone, but that as you're beating it, the beaters, they're leaving like a kind of like a creamy ripple trail. I mean, if that's the correct way to say that. So you want to make sure that that's like that before you actually are done beating your cream cheese mixture. We have our dough nice and mixed up. We have our pan greased. We have our oven preheated to 350. What we want to do next is we're going to take this and just pretty much like in scoops, place it all the way across the pan, because what we're going to do afterwards is we're going to spread it out. But it's a little bit easier to spread it out if we have it, if we just don't plop it up, because we're gonna need some of this for the top after we put our raspberry stuff on. But for right now, because of the fact that it's so sticky, if you just put it in like sections across your pan and then spread it out with your spatula, it'll work out a little bit better now than if you were to use your hands. We're gonna take our raspberry jam. We're going to take another spatula and we're going to spread it out across our batter. And that's really it. I mean, this is a really super simple, easy recipe. If you want to make something that's wholesome for you, that's going to be a little bit on the sweet side, that's going to be a little bit on the sweet side, that's wholesome for you. This is paleo friendly. I know nowadays everybody's all into that paleo diet. And afterwards, what we want to do is, this is going to be a little bit of the tricky part because of the fact that the batter is very sticky. We are going to want to take like little like chunks and just like throw it on top of the batter. I'll do a close-up of this so that you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. This right here should cook and puff up like really, really nicely. And what I really like about this recipe is that the cream cheese is actually in the batter and not in the actual fruit. So therefore you can taste, so therefore it gives the batter a little bit of a different taste and consistency. And it gives you a chance to really taste the fruit from the jam instead of it being not so much bogged down, for lack of a better word, with the cream cheese and the sugar and all that stuff. But this I think is a very unique spin on a classic raspberry cheesecake bars. So I'm really excited about this recipe. I'm really excited to bring this recipe to you guys, and just about ready to put this into the oven. Now, at some point during baking, I will spray a little bit of cooking oil on top of this just so that it gets brown. So obviously, I won't be able to brush olive oil on it because it's going to be kind of delicate. So they're in there. They're going to be in there for 50 minutes. 5-0. And once they're done, I'll take them out and we'll see what we got. And real quick side note, I want to thank you guys for sticking around, for watching this video all the way through, for being subscribers. That really does mean a lot to me, so thanks guys.